Hello, dear one. Am I the only one who's noticing that things are speeding up like never before? Like every day, things are just speeding up, going faster, and more is coming up to the surface about what has been going on in the world for the past, let's say, is it 5 years now? All the corruption, all the lies, all the things we were made to do, or some, not everybody, all the places where many people left what they knew was true for them. And because it was like an if not then, like a threat. So they went along and they gave up their own sovereignty. Now everything is coming up in a huge way, but not just in the world. If you're following some of the people who are really amazing journalists who are uncovering so much, then you know a lot is going on in the world, but just as much is going on inside of us. All that stuff where we have not been true to ourselves, when we have been lying to ourselves. We may even say, well, we have been corrupting ourselves. We have been corrupting our true being, our essence. We have not been honoring it. And that's why we are finding ourselves in a mess. There, there is a huge shift happening. And it looks like there really is more than one timeline. There are many, but if I can shine light on some, I would say one timeline is about division, and one timeline is about oneness. And we choose every single day which one we are moving along with. For a while, they were very like parallel, they weren't that separate, but they have been separating a lot. And that's because all this light is coming in, all these high frequencies are coming in. And the places where we have been corrupting ourselves, where we have been ignoring our own divinity, we have stepped off our throne of divinity and handed it over to the fear, to fear, basically to threat and fear. And that is something we need to take a good look at. The question for each of us, of course, is, do I want to follow this timeline of division? Or do I want to come home to myself and live by the frequencies, the promptings, the longings, the inspiration in the heart? Every single day, in every single situation, we now have the opportunity to choose because it's becoming more and more conscious. Before it was hidden, and we were just going along with things because we're not really aware of what was going on. But it's almost hard not to know it today because it's all over the place. There's still a lot of energy trying to hide what is being exposed out there if you're following some of these channels. So it's not like pop, 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 and then it's over. No, no, no. That corruption, the corrupting or the corrupting people or beings behind that, they are not just giving up. There's like more and more pressure on it. And it can be hard to know, who can I believe, who's right, because they say this, but these people say that, and both sound true. It's not an easy time to know what is true out there. But there is one thing that we can always know is true, and that is our own direct experience and the deep longing of what we really want. If we stop wasting, and I mean wasting our energy and our time on what's going on in the world, and having opinions about it and, writing maybe a post on social media, like complaining or blaming or whatever, you can see, right, when I talk about division or oneness, that is an act of division. So it's not like anybody is bad or wrong because we're all slowly waking up from a long, long slumber. So if you choose division, it's probably mostly done unconsciously because there is a lot of unconscious, unhealed, unintegrated energy and memories and trauma inside that run the show, that run your life. And therefore, you don't really know that you have a choice to not engage with this nonsense. And I mean nonsense. It's a game. It's insanity. It has nothing to do with love or truth or anything that you deeply long for. So, my invitation every single day is always to come back to your heart and find out what is it that you really want. And then you can also ask yourself, do I really want division? Is that really what is most important to me now, right now? And if it is a yes, then I'm curious what is underneath, what is behind that part, and say, yeah, I want to, I want to, you can't just not engage, we have to do something. And I agree, we have to do something, but to feed the monster is only going to make the monster stronger and bigger. But if that feeding of the monster comes from a place of disempowerment, feeling not good enough, hoping to feel better about yourself because at least I'm doing something. But if that something is not helping, then I would like to shine some light on that. So you can decide for yourself when you come down to that deeper place inside that is making you follow the, the timeline of division. Let's find out, what is it that is important about that? What part is it inside that wants you to do this? Blame, shame, divide, write about it, talk about it. What part is being fed? These are very powerful questions that I would say can be more helpful if you have somebody supporting you in that, if it's new for you. If you've done this before, then just take a step back and find out, what is this part of me that wants to feed division? Or maybe you have to say, oh my God, I wasn't even aware I was feeding division. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was doing something that would lead to a better world. You see, most of it comes from a place of innocence. That's why there's nothing wrong with what we do. But if we can bring some more light and consciousness to it, then we will probably make different decisions. And then we can choose the path of oneness where there is cooperation, there is sharing, caring, supporting each other. See, it's a whole different way of living that seems very foreign to us because we are used to living in a world where division and duality was the all in all. So it can be hard for the mind to imagine how you can create a new world without using the old world or the old paradigms, tactics, and something that may have worked back then. So the question we ask ourselves, do I want division or do I want oneness? If you want oneness, and if you have been identified with the world of division, first find out what part is divided inside of you. Let's take a deep breath here. If you're out there fighting, many people just do it on social media. And I don't understand what that will do. It seems to me for many, it might just be a place of venting or connecting with others who see it the same way. So there is kind of, it's almost like you're creating more energy around that division by engaging and finding people who see it the same way as you do. But at least you feel met. You are not alone in this, right? So maybe that's what you really want. You want to not feel alone in the madness we're going through, and you want somehow to be confirmed in that. Fair enough. You see, now you're closer to what's really going on, where your own division is, right? You feel alone. You feel separate from the divine. You need confirmation. You're doubting your own experience. You want somebody else to confirm it. There's nothing wrong with any of it. I want to keep saying that. It's not like we're doing something wrong or bad. We are waking up slowly from a long slumber. And we need to take the steps that are needed to wake up. My suggestion is to look inside, feel inside. Where are you still living in division, divided, separate from your heart, right? This is a big division. Living here and divided, cut off from your heart. That's big division. And that division is part of that timeline that will continue that. It's not like, there's nobody judging you or saying, oh, you're bad, you have to go on that timeline. No, it's just because we are still engaging in that full time, right? So that's going to be the experience we keep having. I'm just using this timeline as a way to show us all that there is a place where we can choose. But we cannot choose differently when we are coming from an unconscious place inside where we feel divided. Then we will simply continue that. So the invitation is always to find a place inside the heart and come back here and feel, what is it that you really want? What are you longing for? Do you want to keep living in division? Most people say no. And then it's like, okay, so now let's see what you want. And now we can start moving in that direction. And if people say yes, then it's like, okay, let's find out if it's really true. If you want to keep using those old tactics of coming from a deep sense of division inside of yourself, if you say it that way and say, is that really what you want? You might say, no, I don't want that, but that's all I know. Like, great. Let's pause here and just notice that, right? And then we can start making new choices and start moving more towards oneness. Because this is just as real a timeline, even though it may be new for many of us. That's why many call it the new earth. There's nothing new about it, but it is new compared to the old way of living in duality and division. So let's call it a new earth. And then we finally realize, like, this is actually the real world. This is how it's always been, but I was just moving away from it. So when we come back to that oneness, The more we choose to live in that oneness, which starts with being undivided inside, that means you start coming into alignment with who you truly are, what matters to you, how you naturally express yourself when you don't cut yourself off. That's how you come into alignment with yourself. And then you will automatically move in that energy because now you are living it. Okay. So there isn't really, I think I did a video where I talk, it's like two trains. I think that was a video on that. They're really not two trains or anything. It's really just your own frequency that you follow, that you can start following in a new way, which is in alignment with yourself. When you do that, this outer division, first of all, it's not going to impact you in the same way. Second of all, you will feel a genuine compassion for people because you know they are living out of alignment with themselves. And maybe they're hoping to find some kind of alignment by, keep battling the duality. But it's not going to work. So here's your invitation to choose. Do you want to keep living in the vision, inside and out? Because there's no difference, is there? Or do you want to move into the oneness, inside and out, and start learning to really know what matters to you? Longing, desire, an energy that makes you feel expanded, that makes you feel relaxed and connected with yourself. And then not cut it off, but just allow it. And it's like that is that timeline, or if we can also call it a wave. That is just, that can be your new experience and your new expression just by following that. And then naturally, you will express that on the outside too. If you need help with this, and I recommend that you do, if this is new to you, you're welcome to reach out to me, or if you have another trusted guide that you know can help you with this, finding that alignment within yourself. Learn to trust yourself. Learn to follow your inner guidance, your inner longing, your inner truth, your own wisdom. It's challenging in the beginning, I know. I've been through it. It's not easy. But that's why I find it easier when you have somebody who really understands that process and can take you by the hand and walk you through it. So reach out if you want to check it out with me. Check out the link for a self-discovery session, or check it out with your own trusted guide. But choose, make a clear choice so you're not a victim of your choices. You're in alignment with what is true for you, and then you learn to follow that and make that your own guidance. Okay, friends, check it out. Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, connect with me if you want to. I look forward to seeing you again soon.